Hey, what's up family? It's Sugar from Sound Candy Studio. Today I'm going to do a very quick video on the IK Multimedia T-RackS 5. Now this is the version 5 of their mastering suite. It's AAX, it's AU, it's VST. It's a mastering suite, but is it any good? Well, let's find out now. Hi, welcome back. Right, so this is a very quick video. I'm just going to take a quick look at this IK Multimedia T-RackS 5. This is the, I'm using it currently in the standalone version, but however, you can use it in a plugin mode. So here it is in Pro Tools as a plugin, and the individual components of this that you see down here, they can also be used individually. That's VST, AAX, and AU. So all of your favorite DAWs can make the most of this particular plugin suite. Let's have a quick look through. So going through, you grab a WAV file. It's really quite simple. Grab a WAV file, drop it into your clip list. Once it's in your clip list, away you go. Your mastering process has now begun. At the top, we're going to have a look at this. This here is your wave editor. So this is where you can do fade in, fade out. You can grab the icons on the end and select in and out points from either left or right, which is that there. That's quite straightforward. At the top, you have your album assembly window. Here, you just grab all of the tracks that you want to add into your album, and you can do it here in one final swoop. It's really pretty useful doing it that way. Here you have your song attributes. The one that's missing for me on this one, it's just a demo, is the ISRC code that you'll get from your distributor, your digital distributor. So if you need that, just grab that, drop it into there. You can either copy and paste it in and drop it into there, and it already, you can add or disable this copy protection. If you double click on it, I believe it will just disable it. Yeah. For this instance, we'll have it on anyway, but not a big issue. Quick look around the interface. The main thing that you would want to see on here is this thing here. I guess this is the only thing that isn't obvious. It's your metering window. Once that's been grabbed, you can see your individual meters, and if you go to the top left hand corner, you can meter, you can set your metering for whatever output process you want. I currently have it set on Apple Music, but all of your favorite references are on here, so don't worry about that. For me, this particular track, we'll go back to the chain view. On this particular track, all I've done is I've added a couple of EQs and a bus compressor just to demonstrate this thing working. Nothing exciting. However, you can add up to 16 individual modules on here. You can do linear and you can also do parallel. So if you wanted to grab an item and do it in some parallel processing or EQ, you can do that on here. Just drop it on, and that's it. There, you're done. So nothing nothing exciting there. However, I would say as individual plugins, this IK Multimedia, they're quite good. As the mastering session or the mastering suite part of this, I prefer to use it that way because I've got lots of these plugins already. But for £180 in the UK, probably, what's that, probably $190 or $200 in the US, I think it's quite good. You get a load of plugins, you have the option to buy more from the shop, and as a standalone product and a VST, AU and AAX plugin, I think this is pretty damn good if you ask me for the price that you're paying for it. So let's, again, if you've got some headphones on, you might want to plug them in because I'm going to play some music. It might get a little bit loud. Okay, so just finally at the top here, you have the transport bar. So obviously that allows you to do your transport. However, if there's any criticism I'm going to have of this is when I had a look at this inside of Pro Tools, the damn transport bar is missing, and it doesn't have all of the other things like the album assembly, stop start. It doesn't have the transport bar, but I'm guessing you don't need it because you can just do that in your DAW. But the album assembly would have been useful on here, but it does have your AB reference markers on there. So it's not terrible, it's not a game changer, but I would have preferred if this was still on the actual plugin itself as opposed to simply on the standalone. But let's have a quick look. Let's play something. It might get loud. Let's try and do it there. So here, as I've said, I've grabbed just a few. We could go into some depth into this, but I've decided to keep this video short. But I've grabbed a few things, and up here we're just going to A/B see what it sounded like before and after, since we've added a few extra pieces to it. That's another thing. I'm not sure whether it's. I've got 40 gigs of RAM on this Mac, and I don't like the latency between it doing an A/B. I don't like that. I'm not sure why that's doing it, but I don't like that. And if anybody knows, they can probably tell me. I can get rid of that, but that is annoying. So without having to play around with the individual buttons, because these plugins, the EQs and the parallel EQs and the bus compressors, we've seen these things before, we know how they work, but suffice to say, this as a mastering suite is pretty good. It allows you to, and even if you create a chain, you can save that chain and you can save it for other projects, so that's pretty good. There are some, the list of your modules are up here, so it is good. The other thing I do like is they've added the mono switch up here, so mono mastering. I like that because it allows you to hear possibly what your track's going to sound like if you play it when it's played in the club, because most clubs don't run music in stereo. They've always put it in mono, so it's well worth doing that. But as a suite, I like it. There's not a lot to criticize except for the fact in this standalone version it has this transport bar at the top, and it doesn't have that in the plugin. However, other than that, there's a lot to do on here, lots of things to play around with. Many of these you probably have as duplicates already, but as a standalone mastering suite, I think it's very good. Okay, that's it from me. I never intended this to be a very long video because there's lots to it, and these plugins I'm going to cover at a later date anyway. But in terms of a standalone plugin suite and a suite that allows you to master and compile your album, this is probably one of the best for me. Okay, that's it from me. Take care. Until next time. Bye-bye.